The Boys in the Boat. This is a film involving a sports drama based on a true story about the University of Washington's rowing team that represented the U.S. at the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin.
You're announcing the team today. Are you going to make it?
We rowed out of need.
Come on, boys!
The need to stay in school, the need to eat, to sleep.
We gotta keep these right, as long as we stay on the team.
Washington Huskies coach is bringing an inexperienced boat to competition.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
The Washington boat has taken the lead. Washington has done it!
I got 9 seconds under the course record. Olympic year this year.
Olympic year? I didn't realize.
That bunch of kids rowed like no one else that's ever come through here.
So that film is based on the 2013 book, The Boys in the Boat, 9 Americans and their epic quest for gold at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. It was directed by George Clooney. It has an ensemble cast including Joel Edgerton and our guest today, Thomas Elms. Thomas is part of an 8-man crew chosen to compete in the Olympics in the film. Thomas, what a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me on.
What was going through your mind as we were just watching the trailer for that film? Do you get those pinch me moments?
Yeah, all the time, all the time. It's a good trailer. It's an exciting trailer. It still gets my my heart pounding a little harder, which is very cool. I had that feeling instinctually from the moment I read the screenplay. It was, I don't even like sports movies, I'll be honest with you, and there was something about that script that really, just grabbed me. I cried a little, I laughed a few times, and I just thought that this might be something really potentially quite amazing. And just to see how it's come to life is just more than I could have possibly hoped for.
I remember reading the book. It was probably about 5 years ago now, but it was one of those books that you could see come alive on the page where you just say, this would make a great movie. So obviously George Clooney was thinking the same thing. Tell me about your character.
So my character's name is Chuck Day, and obviously this is a story that if you are in the rowing community, you know very well. And I had underestimated, honestly, the passion at which rowers sort of do remember these stories and these characters and how much of a legacy is still passed down to the University of Washington and exactly what we would be inheriting as actors trying to portray these incredible human beings. And I think for me, at least, it was really important to try and experience a little bit of what these people went through, and we were so lucky to be able to be there ahead of time to learn the sport, to really sink our teeth into this incredibly difficult skill, something that just demands so much of your teammates, not just you. It was the job of a lifetime. Tell
me about that. This isn't just about going to the gym and, hey, you got to do some bench presses and muscle up a little bit. There's a lot of skill and timing involved. So what did that training entail? Well,
very briefly, obviously, I'd love to just talk all day about the subject, but from the moment we got there, it was sort of pressure on. I remember it was October, and I was working on a CBC show at the time. I was in Northern Ontario, and I got an email saying that I would have a callback with George Clooney and Grant Heslov about a rowing movie that I auditioned for months ago. And from day one, they told us, we're not really concerned with your acting. We all know you guys can act. We don't really care about that. We want to know when you're out there and it's hour 14 and you're still in that uncomfortable wooden chair and you've been working, working. Are you going to quit on us? And it was really cool. It came at a time where I was really ready for a physical challenge like that in my career. I'd wanted to maybe, have a chance to be seen in a different light, and getting to work on a movie like that from day one where they had ex-Olympic coaches and college-level rowers in the UK who were taking time off their own studies to come and row with us complete rookies in the sleet and the rain on those cold February months, weeks before we even got to camera. It was incredible.